We're starting at 6:59, 7 o'clock. Ready?
Nothing like pressure.
Do we have minutes to approve?
We didn't have to because there was no meeting last time.
That's right, there was no official meeting last time. We did have a discussion. It was, Keith was at that one. We did talk about, he had reached out to the Soldiers Field people. They are going to run that area, that parking area. So the Athletic Commission is going to take charge of that whole thing. They're going to control the parking and all of that. So that'll work. There's the manpower for that.
You know who's gonna be doing that for them?
I don't have that note, but as soon as Keith shows up.
Once you find out who that is, can you email me the contact info, just so I can share with him the issues that we had in the past?
Yep.
I don't want them going in blind if they know what we kind of want to avoid.
Yeah,
What we want to do is keep that road down to the parking area open, no parking on each side, and like I said, right in the very beginning, off to the right, probably keep that, under control, because there's people that double park and park behind the cars. As long as they got people in there and know what we need to avoid, we have that conversation prior to, we should be good.
Keith, who was with us at the last meeting from the Soldiers Field?
It's I'm blanking out his name right now, but he was the head of the,
Nick Nason?
yeah, head of baseball.
Okay. I know Nick, so I'll talk to him.
Keith, Ryan? No?
No, it was Nick. Ryan turned me on to
Ryan
Nick.
Hogan.
Yeah.
And we kind of discussed your issue with the parking and the road that goes in and out, so we're kind of aware of that, but
Yeah,
it would be
I'm gonna
good.
put another officer down there in the road anyway. Be in Manchog Road in that area right across the ball field, just in case we do get any trucks that come through from the Uxbridge side. So if we do get a tractor trailer that does come through that way, that's not devastating like we talked about before, because we can send them down B Street instead of sending them over the bridge. We can send them back up Manchog Road back to Gilboa, and they can make their way back down to 146 or get to wherever they're going without going over the bridge. So that's not going to hurt us if we get one or two stragglers that come through the other way. However, we want to avoid all truck traffic coming from the other way. We'll put some more guys out there too, and we'll put plenty of notice. Are we making out with trucking companies?
Well, we haven't started that yet. We wanted to wait until we were just a little bit closer.
Okay.
So we're going to put a couple of our Boy Scout details out there on like Saturday, just to make note of trucks, so that we get a list of names of trucking companies and stuff. At least it's a place to start.
Right.
Okay. Okay, well, took them kind of out of order. Let's continue with the venue, with the street closing and the parking provisions, I guess. And we'll go back to the secretary's report after. So, have you reached out to whatever state things we have to file to, don't we have to do something on a state level for?
Well, we
closing down
talked
the
to
road?
our rep, but it's really nothing that they can do on their end other than give us some signboards, message boards,
Placed on the highway.
yeah, placed on the highway, but all what we do here locally is under the guise of the selectmen. We can't really, you can't really shut down truck traffic and not give them another route to go.
Yeah.
So we have to come up with that. We have to come up with a plan, which I think we do have a pretty good plan in place. And we're hoping that with getting the word out there to these trucking companies, either by sending letter or in getting the message boards out there a couple weeks prior to the event, that they're gonna heed our warning, and we'll have officers, you know, in spots on 16 and Main Street, and then we'll probably put another one over by Rydell and the fire station, just for a safety valve.
Do we have enough?
Because we're gonna tell them, if we get one at 16 and Webster Street, the officer there is gonna tell them, look, you can't get through Main Street, as far as you can go as the highway department, you're gonna have to pull in there, turn around, and get back on 16, you can't get through. You're hoping that they would heed that warning, however, you may have one or two that thinks, oh, they'll be able to get by, or whatever. So we'll have another one as far as like Rydell Road. If they come down past the fire station, he's gonna have to stop them there and, you know, help them turn around the fire department parking lot, so he can hit the 16. So,
So do we have enough message boards?
We only have one. We can get a couple from other towns, but the state again told us they would help us on the highways.
right, so we could get one probably out on like 395 before the exit, well, it used to be exit 2, is it still exit 2?
No.
I don't know what number it is, but before the Route 16 exit on 395 South. Get it out there a couple weeks on such and such a date, no truck traffic, Route 16 Douglas. Something short and quick, hopefully they see that. And then we can hopefully maybe get one from Webster the day of, right at the end of the exit, when they get off, you know, when they go to turn left down 16, Route 16, close to all truck traffic. We'll get the message out there the best we can. I mean, we put all the message boards, you can put all the speed limits, how many speed limit signs do we have? People still speed, right?
Yep.
And you put all the signs in the world you want out there, you hope they pay attention to them, and if they do, great. If they don't, and we get people down to where they can't be, we'll try and turn them around, and then if we get one that gets in the danger zone, we'll have to deal with it.
Occasionally a tractor truck will come down Northwest Main. Do we have any coverage?
Yeah, we're gonna have signs on both of those sides too. And hopefully if it comes down, use Northeast Main?
Northwest Main.
Coming from Whittier's.
Yeah, Northwest Main, but that'll only take them to the Common.
No,
Or West Street?
it could take them all the way down West Street to the event.
Yeah, we'll have to do something with that.
You could have them go, you could force them to go right back to 16. It's a pretty long detour. But if you've got signage up, then I suppose you're justified in rerouting.
Yeah. Yeah. well-
Because you'll have a duty, police duty at the back end of the stage, right?
Yep,
By Jenks Store?
yep. Yeah, but at that point,
It's
it's
too late
late.
then.
The only place we have to send them at that point is
over the bridge.
Yeah, we can't do that. So we'll have to put another message board there. You know, all trucks turn right, no trucks, no left turn, trucks, tractor trailers. I mean,
It's rare.
it's rare, it's few and far between that the tractor trailer travels that road on a Saturday. It could happen. In, what's that, Murphy's Law? So what will happen? It'll happen that day.
Actually, those roads are more for like a construction trailer dragging a backhoe on it or something, more than a tractor
Yeah.
trailer truck.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
But we can,
every once in a while, I'll see a
Yeah,
tractor coming
yeah.
down that road.
we can try and get another message board there at the very least.
Okay, so what do you need from us to firm all of that up?
Well, I think we're gonna work on the message boards, right? We're gonna work on the message boards. I'm gonna work on the signs. I'm gonna get something like this.
Yeah, those, so,
These are like hard plastic.
yeah, I bought 100 last year, and
Yeah.
I just bought another 100.
Yeah, and
And they're 12 by 18,
Right,
so
so I plan on buying probably 100 as well. And we're gonna put them.
$250 for 100.
Yeah, everything is gonna be clearly posted, and we'll probably start doing this a day or two before, but, you know, out here on the poles, and then we'll have some, you know, tape and some cones. We want parking on one, where we want the parking on one side of the street, it'll be clearly posted. And once we finalize the parking plan and we know exactly what we're doing right now, it's still a little bit fluid. We don't know have everything's not etched in stone, we'll get it out there as soon as we can, so people know the parking plan. But like we've discussed it many times, that the amount of parking that we had on this street alone in and of itself last year, we can't do that because there's just not enough room. If we park them all on one side of the road, it'll be much better, and you can access that side. You could access either side if there was a fire or somebody had to get in and out of there. So we're just gonna have to make some adjustment. I don't want any parking on B Street or Cook Street, on, either side. We'll try and limit it on the upper side of Cook Street.
Now, will you have enough officers to drive around and actually check, like, parking stuff?
We will in those areas, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you all get the parking plan firmed up, could you get us a map or? the plan
Yeah,
or
because we're
something
going to
so
want
we
to
can-
publicize where the
we can
parking
advertise it?
is available,
Yeah.
so that people, where all of the
What is your
parking.
schedule for your
things are.
next meetings? Do you have your schedule?
Should I be able to that already?
It'll be towards the end of August, so it'll be,
So I think by August, I can have you a written plan at that meeting.
yep,
We can look at it, review it, and if we're all in agreement, we can start getting it out there already.
So our hope too is also, in addition to advertising where parking is limited, getting, also publicizing where people should park in the lots and the schools. and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. I had some questions, someone has asked me a couple questions on, a couple of people asked about handicapped parking. I know you said there's going to be a designated area behind the post office, correct?
yes, and there's going to be a designated area at the Goodness Store. All of those, like, parking spaces that he has there that are on Cook Street, those are all handicap parking that day.
How many of them are there, do you
I
know?
think at least 5.
For Goodness Store?
Huh?
For Goodness Store?
Yeah,
5 there, and how many behind the post office?
behind the post office,
10, 15?
there's 1, 2, 3. We typically only use one side, like the side closest to the house, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 there. Yeah. Okay, well, we can actually decide this now. We have a choice in August of Monday the 22nd or Monday the 29th. I would suggest the 29th.
Oh.
And what happens is when we get into the September, we do a meeting every week when we get into the month of September. So the first Monday in September, second Monday, third Monday, because, now we're finishing up all the final detailed plans, so we typically meet once a week until Octoberfest.
Yeah, I think we can, I think I can have everything in writing for that meeting on the 29th, and I think maybe we can maybe get a commitment on signboards by then, too.
Yeah. Yeah. So we did say that we would help with the cost of that, those extra signage that you had to do, so if you have some numbers or something that you want to throw at
I
us.
have a number of $250 for 100 of the signs, I think.
Yeah. Do you have an invoice or a bill or something?
The ones I just bought, there's the bill.
Yeah.
250. All right, so if we make a check for that, who do we make it out
The
to?
bill is in the envelope right there. Yep. Lost signs. Did you get that little sign?
All right, so what,
Just
just,
got an account there.
Yeah, you got the pen?
Yeah,
so we just pay them directly?
correct.
Works for me.
Now I have. If you've got a number, I should be
Do we
good.
need a motion?
I put all mine on
sign it for me.
plywood. I've got nothing on plywood.
Yeah.
You got a pen?
I'm not on the committee.
We can tap it.
I was going to have you sign that.
Yeah, sure.
Do you have a pen?
So we get the layout.
I don't.
think that's all I really have.
Yeah.
It was more, we've been working on the parking and the route, but we've discussed that already. We know what the route is, we know what the roundabout is, we know that we gotta keep trucks off the bridge. It's fairly straightforward, just doing it may not be as,
Good.
as easy as said, but I think we're in good shape. Moving along, by the 29th, I should be able to have a written plan for you and an idea of how many signboards we're gonna have, and where we're gonna have, and what date they're gonna go out.
Well, we firmed up some of the parking things. We made arrangements to have a hayride go up and down Gleason Street to the 3 schools, and stage behind the post office area. So we got that part nailed down. You had an idea? This is the place to bring this up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of the ideas I had was to reach out to a pedicab company in Worcester. Pedal bikes, I fit like 2 or 3 people in the back. And I think we've got, so we'd have transportation from those school lots, but potentially coordinating with St. Dennis for parking and have the pedicab shuttling back and forth.
Yeah, is there any agreement with St. Dennis, and people are allowed to park there?
In their upper lot.
So the one behind the church, the one?
The one further up on the hill,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
We got use of that lot for Octoberfest. They wanted to reserve the lower part of their lot for their own use that day.
Okay, for church.
Yeah,
Makes sense, that's a pretty big lot up there.
yeah. Yeah, it's something, it's additional parking, so
Right.
that works. If we have, it'll be in use if we have a way that, kind of within walking distance, it's not that far of a walk, but,
Might be more enticing for people if they know there is,
yeah.
they can fit their family on a pedicab and be shuttled over for their wage, typically work for tips. Would there be any issue with those riding?
Well, the only, I mean, for me, looking at it, it's just another, for what you got 2 or 3 bikes or 4 bikes with 2 people on it. It's just another thing that's gonna be in the road that has potential for an accident. That's the way I look at it. I see where you're coming from, trying to get people there without having to walk, but those things, I mean, they get around in the city pretty good, but we have so much congestion, like they would have to cross Manchog Road, and then they'd have to come down one way or the other off of A Street, probably that way, then they gotta get on Mechanic Street, and then if they're gonna go all the way up Mechanic, then they'd have to pedal up that hill, and then, try and get by the bridge where you got 2 cars coming and not, that bridge doesn't flow easily, even with just 2 cars coming each way. Even on a normal day, you probably see it. There is room for 2 cars, but somebody always stops. Very rarely will 2 cars go and pass, and so one's a pickup truck, one's a medium-sized car, someone's stopping. So then I don't want to congest things more than we need to have congested, and I certainly don't want to see one of those bikes get hit by somebody who's not paying attention. And, so I don't know if it's going to be more of a concern instead of more of an ease.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What if, would you be interested in additional shuttling to the school lots? The hayride's only gonna be able to go so,
That's a
I
possibility,
think
but
you're
that's a
gonna have
big
more
hill.
people than you're
That's a,
gonna be able to fit on that hayride, in my opinion.
that's a hill they gotta pedal up.
Oh, I wouldn't be pedaling up it, but
you get to coast down it, on the other
Huh?
side. You get to coast down it when they're going.
Well, they get the coast down, but, they're pedaling up the hill isn't easy, especially.
Not your problem, not my problem. That's what they get paid to do.
Yeah.
Well, I can find out if they might be interested in shuttling to the lot
Yeah.
already, because there's no
So-
traffic to deal with.
Yeah.
That's why we wanted to discuss it, it was an idea. If we do pursue it, we won't put them in the road, on the detour. They shouldn't
Yeah,
be
I
on
just
the-
think either way they go from St. Dennis or anywhere in that, either if they were gonna go all the way up Mechanic, over the bridge and up the hill, they'd still be in traffic, and even if they have to cross Manchog Road, and come down A Street, and even if they went all the way down B Street and up Cook, it's still right in the thick of things. You know, there's a lot of,
I
a
think
lot of moving parts. out there.
if you went St. Dennis, and I can't think of what the road is, like,
Cemetery.
it wouldn't be Cemetery. It'd be like if you came out of that parking
Out
lot,
of Caswell,
yep,
Caswell, right across to A Street.
right across to A, then followed A over, you're gonna have a detail at,
B and Mechanic.
yep. So you could go across B and Mechanic and then over to the Goodness Store and drop off at the Goodness Store.
You mean cemetery?
Yeah, but you
AL
get traffic
cemetery.
that's being directed down Cook Street, which is where the Goodness Store is. So the traffic that's coming from Uxbridge,
Yeah,
Route 16 toward, west.
Yeah, there's
towards
cars
Webster.
coming down.
You got-
Like, that's a continual flow
Right.
that way. If things are flowing like we like them to flow, that's continuous traffic going each
Yeah.
way, around.
Could we just put a sidewalk in?
All right.
What if they went all the way across A Street to Cemetery and drop at the Goodness Store? So totally avoid B Street and Manchog.
They're still spending.
So then they're coming
Huge.
down, yeah, but they're still,
Spending
and we
time-
still have to get them, they're coming down Cemetery, but we still have to get them on B Street to get them on.
It's that bridge.
Yeah,
The
you
bridge
can
by-
go right, and they're gonna have to go across A Street to Cemetery Street. And either way, they're getting in that.
Yep.
They would
They're
also,
Getting in the flow of traffic, just
Because
depends on.
there's traffic on Cook Street coming down, right, the detour.
They go
Right.
Street,
Big
and
time.
then it would still bring them down. Cemetery's gonna bring them down to B Street anyway. So there's still, gonna intersect Cemetery and B Street. They're gonna be coming from Cemetery Street, trying to get on B Street to go left. So we got traffic going west, and we got traffic going east. So you would need somebody there to stop traffic and let them get in.
yeah,
Like I said, I'm not 100% opposed to it, I just think
the logistics of that sound bad.
I mean, the upshot is that on that day, traffic is moving so slowly that and they're so wide.
You're still a fish swimming upstream.
If they're riding with the flow of traffic, they're just
Done.
operating like a car. I mean, that's the upshot.
Like I said, if you wanted to provide another service from the upper lots, that's probably the better idea.
Yeah, I reached out to, I haven't even heard back yet, so we'll see if any of the news I found on them is a few years old, so I'm not even sure if they're still active in Worcester. But we'll see.
Okay, see what they say. Maybe they do it in other venues, and maybe they have a plan in place, and maybe that's not a concern of theirs.
Maybe they come
just-
out of St. Dennis, across A, onto A Street, across Manchog on A, turn Cemetery, take a right, drop the people off, stay off B Street. I mean, then you're not, they're closer.
But then you have a lot of foot traffic, people walking and stuff
You're gonna have
on
that.
AD Street.
You're gonna have that anyway because we're parking at the ball field.
I'll tell you what wouldn't be bad, if we're gonna use them. From and it might not be enough for some people, but St. Dennis, across, they should be able to get across to A Street, no problem. They can go down A Street, come down A Street, be taken right to the ball field, dropped right off at the ball field entrance. All they gotta do, there's a sidewalk there, they can walk up the sidewalk like they parked at the ball field, and they're right there. So it's a 150-yard walk instead of a, 550-yard walk.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it keeps them off the road, because they can ride up from, or it keeps them on the side of the road, rides them right up to the ball field entrance. They could pull right to the ball field entrance and pedal back, drop them off right there. When you get to being mechanic at the ball field, then it's just like they park down the ball field and they can walk up.
Yeah. I think I don't know how, I don't think they're very nimble, the big cabs on the back. They're probably effectively like a vehicle in terms of what they need to turn around. But let me see if I even, before we spend too much energy on it, let me see if I hear back, and we'll go from there and kind of get a sense of, I don't know what their fee structure's like or whatever. It's even feasible, so. Sounds good. I'd love to be able to get them up to the high school. I'd love to use the high school parking lot. If we had a way to shuttle people.
There's no safe way to get them down here, though, with 16.
No, I don't think the pedicabs help with that. No, we want to put one of those on Route 16.
Anything else about traffic?
I think as a band, they were highly overrated.
All right. Let's continue on. Secretary's report.
Good with us?
Yeah.
I guess we're done.
All right.
We'll
Thank you.
see you guys next month if
Yeah.
something comes up, or you need us for anything, or you...
Yeah, I'll shoot you an email if anything comes up, but we'll work on finalizing that. Hopefully have a better plan by the 29th.
Good.
We could all just start blasting it out and
Yeah.
let everyone know.
Sounds good.
Thank
Thanks,
you guys very
Good
much.
night.
Yeah, you're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
Have a good night.
Vendors.
At this moment, we have 54 vendors.
Is that good for this time of year?
Is what it is. It's not bad. They have another couple weeks until August 15th, which is the cutoff date for the earlier bird special price, otherwise it goes up. And we were able to contact and talk with Good Stuff Smokehouse to bring a variety of food to the event. Their list is pulled pork, brisket, homemade pastrami. All those meats are available as a sandwich or topping on macaroni and cheese. And French fries, onion rings, and cold drinks. So we at least have expanded the food menu a little bit. Still working on that.
That's great, because we need more food. So that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Selling out.
it's nice to have a variety, and I got a soft serve ice cream. So
And a grill.
that was a struggle, but we have soft serve ice cream coming.
I feel like I ask this every year, but do we offer current vendors the ability to sign up the day of the event for the next year?
We have done that in the past. We can do that again.
Do we get any? Does it get anywhere?
Yes, I do get some the day of. Not many, but we do get some.
So effectively, you're guaranteeing your spot.
Yeah. We typically have them do that. If they've had we have a big crowd and they've had like great weather and a great day, they want to sign up immediately before they go home. Yeah, this was fantastic. I want to do this again. Yeah. So that tends to happen on some of them. Anything else with vendors?
Well, I'm just remembering what the survey had said, and I'm doing my best as reach out. And when we do some advertising, I would like to add that you always do, but we're looking for vendors.
All right. Yeah, let's start getting a press release going.
So that would be good. I have reached out to and sent a message to Burnett Antiques. Haven't heard back, nothing at all. So I will reach out again.
I didn't have any luck with them either. A couple of years ago when I checked.
Yeah, you did get an antique company to come in, and they had a great
Yeah,
booth.
It was Joyful Things, and she's no longer in Linwood, Uxbridge. Do you know where she went?
If anything, she might be at the Burnett Mills.
Yeah.
So you want to try to find them? so that we can, it's always nice to have that.
Hang on.
I'll find out right now.
And I am trying, we plan on attending, there's a couple shows coming up, craft shows, whatever. We plan on attending these and bringing vendor forms with us, and maybe some old flyers from last year, and we can hand them out.
What about your, the woman who was making candles at your home holiday sale? It's,
I'm trying to think if she was a vendor at Octoberfest anyway. That's how I got her. So,
her product was great, her candles were great.
There's a woodworker that was pretty above average there, too.
so last year's vendors, they all received the applications. If they didn't have emails, they were physically mailed the vendor forms. So they all went out, those go out first prior to opening it up on the website and everything else to give our vendors from last year a prior chance to get in.
So all of our vendors from last year have been contacted with the new?
They have been, yes, and some of them answered right away. Some of them recontacted me because they lost it, so I sent another one out. And if they don't sign up, I just go forward with who's actually sending in the forms.
Okay, so I think, and then we have the updated one on the website, right? The
Yeah,
updated,
yeah,
okay.
whatever.
So I think we need, it's time for a press release, that we're in planning this, and, you know, we'll sign up for vendors, that type of thing. I think it's time for one.
If you want to draft one, Keith, I'll go see it up.
Or you could draft it.
Has Eric from Paprika Press submitted his form?
Do we have any details on, I know I'm kind of skipping ahead, but on Pinewood Derby?
Yes.
Can you email those to me? So as I'm trying to create the press release, I'm trying to think of like what's
Not yet.
Okay, well,
due.
yeah, as soon as we get by vendors, I'll talk about the Pinewood Derby. So,
Hayride.
So you can reach out to him, whatever. I mean, I thought he'd do well.
Yeah, he really enjoyed the event.
Okay, that's all I have.
Did you find joyful things, Keith?
I texted someone who would know, so I'm just waiting to hear back. She's on vacation.
okay, we have, I kind of mentioned this to John, we found Pinewood Derby cars when I went to buy them, and they went up this year in price. So we came up with a little.
Because the pricing of everything else has been really stable. So I'm surprised that.
So we're going to use
I-
plastic wood
Yeah,
cars instead.
they, you know.
It went up
They went up.
$2?
They went up like $2.25 a car.
Awesome.
Now, that's pretty significant, you know? So we were able to buy them in bulk, okay? We found a source where we can buy the components in bulk, but that means that they don't come in a box, right? Because you're buying them in a big 200 of these and 100 of these, and, yeah. So we bought blank boxes, and we bought labels for the boxes. So we're going to private label them, Douglas Octoberfest, race car, right? And then, so that'll be pretty good. And then we'll put the application form inside, you know, with the rules and all that. But we have to come up with a couple things for that. We have to come up with when the cutoff to selling them is, and when they have to have the cars weighed by. You know, they have to turn them into us to be, you know, weighed and inspected, that type of stuff. So there has to be a deadline date to that, so that when I create the form, it says all of that stuff on it, right? So,
I'd go with whatever works for you and the person who's ultimately running it, so.
yeah,
What did we decide on cost? 20?
20. So the 20 will cover the cost of the car plus entrance fee. right? So that, they purchased the car, they've already paid the entrance fee when they purchased the car. And then they just fill out the application form with their, and send that in. But then they have to take that finished car somewhere and have it inspected and weighed, and we actually take the car, so they don't get the car back, and they don't see it again until that day.
So I think you were shooting for, well, we talked about Mumford Lodge for drop-off.
Okay,
So you got to coordinate with them to see
all right,
if you can get the space to do drop-off and storage, right?
okay.
And then you said you wanted like a week in advance?
It would have to be a week in advance.
So that would mean that's the
That-
24th? That's September 24th, is Saturday.
Saturday?
Saturday, the 24th is 1 week. Did you want 2 drop-off days? We mentioned that.
Well, you could probably do, you should have 2. You can do like Friday night for a couple hours, and then Saturday, for,
The
3 or 4
23rd.
hours.
23rd and 24th?
Yep.
And then you had mentioned that if for some reason your car didn't pass, you get a little bit of time to fix it, right?
Mhm.
So do you need one more day later that week that's like not advertised? Do like a Tuesday or a Wednesday?
If you
That's-
did that, okay, then let's say you did the Friday night drop-off for 2 hours, like, 7 to 9 or something on Friday, just the Friday a week before October.
The 23rd.
And then you did Saturday, like 9 to noon. And for the people that had their car rejected for a reason, okay, then they could come back on, Monday's not a good night because we have a Octoberfest meeting that night.
Tuesday or Wednesday.
Oh, Tuesday or Wednesday, probably Tuesday.
And that'll be a non-advertised.
That's a non-advertised one. It's just open for the people that had to bring their car in after repair,
Makes sense.
right? And now, they wouldn't find out about that date, okay?
Until they were rejected.
Unless their car got rejected,
Right.
right?
Yep. And then prizes, we decided there were going to be 3.
It would be 3
There's
prizes,
going to be first and second,
first and second, and then best of show.
best of show.
And I thought it was 300, 100, and 100, right? Now, we kind of figured it out based on the cost of the cars, okay? In order for us to break even with that, we got to sell 50 cars,
How many?
50.
You think that's up?
Hmm?
Every grown man is longing to be a kid again.
Yeah, it's just a matter of getting them to commit. It's the,
Well, all you gotta do is sell the car. Doesn't matter if they show up or not. You just gotta sell the car.
Yeah,
So-
we have to sell 50 cars to break even.
There's 3 sold right here.
where's doing it?
Why, are you
You're
buying
gonna-
2?
You're gonna build one,
Do I have time?
Yeah, you'll. Time to play.
Okay, so we already have a crew that's going to run it, okay? They're experienced in doing soapbox derby cars and stuff. We have a track already. So we have pretty much the infrastructure for this to work. We're a little shaky on the place for it to do it, though, okay? For a couple reasons, okay? One, we haven't got the Mumford Lodge to sign off on this yet, okay? And 2, we have 2 of our prime things that may need to be relocated. Okay? We have the antique cars may have to be relocated.
Well, there's no may.
Huh?
They said there's no may. but I thought you had that worked out.
Okay, well, how did I have it worked out? Where are we putting it?
You were going to reach out to the gas station and ask if we could put them there.
Okay, that's a possibility,
Where are we going to put
Except-
Harboro's?
yeah.
Right, you were going to move Harborough.
I had a thought on this. A really good place for the antique cars could be the front parking lot on the Grill on Main. Because for two reasons. One, it's still right on Main Street. And two, it's going to draw people into the Grill on Main. Because even though we leave the driveway open for people to go to the restaurant, people are just walking up and down the street and all this other stuff, and they may not notice that you can go in and have a nice meal, or whatever they wish. If you have the antique cars there, you're going to have people walking into that parking lot, and they'll be like, hey, the restaurant's open.
I really like that idea. With one hiccup, the sidewalk is brutal to get in and out of.
Oh.
So while you might be fine with some of the older cars because they're much higher off the ground,
Yeah.
but if someone comes in with like a
Uncle
sports
Dennis's car, it'd be like, yeah,
oh, even his car,
yeah, you'd wind up losing, yeah, think about
the
like
front
how,
end,
yeah.
or the coming out the back end.
Well, how did they deal with that curb?
Not the same. It's not the same,
Most people don't have really, really low cars, and if they do, they scrape when they leave.
yeah.
You hear it
My
all the time.
truck will scrape leaving that parking lot. It's really bad.
I mean, you could build a little, you could throw a piece of wood there, and, you know, a ramp or something. No, I'm serious. Like, all you do, you just got to fill the gap a little bit. So,
Yeah.
you know, a 2x4, lay a 2x4 down and probably solve the problem. And maybe that's, you know, maybe that's a pretty easy fix to.
Actually, you could put a cable ramp there, couldn't you?
If
Like
you-
one of our cable
Are
things?
those rated? Actually, I think you need something narrower to sort of fill the gap, because the sidewalk comes, if I'm remembering right, sort of comes down. It's sharp, and it kind of meets the road kind of comes in this way, and the sidewalk kind of comes down. And so if you drive off, it's, drive on your way home, drive in there and take a look.
There is a section of it that actually, you know, that
So maybe,
it's not very wide, but
maybe
there
a
is a
cable
section
ramp
where
would
they
do the
go.
trick.
Still gotta get by out. That's the,
Maybe a 2x4.
Okay, well, if that's a possibility, somebody's going to have to reach out to the Grill on Main and see if we can do that, see if we can put in, you know, 6, 7, 8, we'll have to get a number of the number of cars that'll be there, but,
I just think it's a great opportunity for the Grill on Main to draw people into the parking lot towards their restaurant.
Do you, I can talk to Keith.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Do you want to offer them Pinewood Derby cars, selling Pinewood Derby cars too?
yes.
So, just don't go there.
So they can, that would be a good place, actually. So they can sell cars, we'll have the family convenience sell them across from the fire department.
Can we run the Pinewood Derby cars? If we can get the car show there, can we also run the Pinewood Derby car there? So you kind of get the car thing going?
I don't know.
And then what are we gonna do up at the whole point of the Pinewood Derby was to get something up.
Yeah, that's
Well,
part of our next conversation.
That's part of our next conversation.
We have more things that
Yeah.
need to be worked on.
I've been in.
Well, let's finish this. Family convenience, Grill on Main, where are we going to sell the cars?
We're going to sell them at Family Convenience Center, Harry's Pizza, Gregory's, and maybe the Grill on Main, right?
And
Now, we'll offer it to all of these places, and they can, you know, hopefully.
Family Convenience, Harry's, Gregory's, Family Convenience, Harry's, Grill
Grill on Main.
on Main.
Any other ideas?
I mean, that's all businesses downtown.
Maybe here.
That's if they're willing to do so.
They're not gonna
We
want
said
it.
no.
They're not going to want to handle
We
it.
said no because it was just too much additional
Yeah.
burden. I mean, do you, the gas station downtown?
We'll ask her.
Well,
Why not?
you might want to tell them the new hours of the closing of the street first.
I mean, the point of this is to like, we're trying to help businesses out, right? By selling the Pinewood Derby cars, bringing people into the store, try to sell some things.
I think it's harder for corporate-owned businesses to sell outside, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So-
Okay.
I think so too. It's possible. I mean, we can ask. I mean, I wouldn't want to slight her by not asking her.
Oh, yeah,
Right?
no, absolutely.
So we can ask.
What about the donut place?
The what?
Not donut place, the.
Coffee
little-
bean?
Yeah, a little coffee bean.
Yeah, I mean,
why
I
not?
might as well ask all the businesses
Yeah.
downtown.
Yeah.
But we need to firm up that list like really soon so I can get that into a press release.
Right.
That was actually on John's list to contact all these businesses to see if they were willing to sell them. Everything's going to be in the box. So all they have to do is sell the application, everything is in the box. And it's going to have on it Octoberfest Pinewood Derby car.
It's pretty low.
Pretty low. $20. Easy. There's no change or anything involved. It's $20. They collect $20. Yep. And then if we advertise it all over the place that they're available at here, 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 and here, okay, then, and we can put it all over our Facebook page that, the cars are available here and here and here. So people will go in there. I gotta buy a car when I'm in there, when I buy my next, lottery ticket.
Cool. Okay.
So as soon, the cars, labels, and all that will be coming in. Tony and I will,
Get them up?
unless, we will put them all together unless you guys want to all get together and help, because there's going to be stickers that have to go. Easy peasy, 2 stickers on a box, the car in the box, application in the box, and it's duct tape closed.
Well, taped closed, not duct tape.
Taped, whatever.
Yeah. Sealed. The boxes will be sealed.
Yeah, I
Like
want
a
them
wax
taped.
seal?
Yep.
Wax seal? Is there gonna be a wax seal?
No.
Yeah, we'll get our own Oktoberfest logo. It's just going to be taped.
Very official. Wax seal. That's the name of my car, wax seal.
We can let you guys know when they
And
come
in there, not only will it have the application form, but it'll have a sheet of the rules. And, that the car has to weigh this much, it has to, that type of stuff. Huh? So the inspection criteria.
Okay.
Any more questions on the cars?
No, you've just piqued my curiosity on the lodge, so.
Oh, he wants to know what's happening. Okay, move on to
Okay.
the next one, right underneath it.
I had a conversation, or a preliminary conversation with the Jenks store about the beer cart. Okay?
Now you've truly piqued my interest.
And they have some issues going on there at the moment. So they're not in a position right now to give us permission to use the beer garden. I've requested a meeting with their committee, in person with all of the members, so that I can try to get a handle and understand what their issues are and stuff. But, I guess they get to do some work on the barn, and they're not sure what that's going to cause, or, that type of stuff. So I really don't understand the issues around, one particular day in October. But the point of that is that it's a potential, okay, that we may not have the corner of the Jenks lawn for the beer garden. in which case we'd need to find an alternate location. Okay? So that's, there isn't many places around there where you actually could do that, except that Mumford Lodge has got a real nice lawn, okay, on the right-hand side, where if we put up a tent now, that covered, pretty good-sized tent, then we can have a beer garden inside the tent. So we might want to consider that as a possibility if we cannot, somehow arrange getting a normal spot.
Yeah. A few pieces have to fall into place before we pursue
Yeah.
it. We need an answer from.
I need a
Historical Society.
definitive answer from the junk store, because that is, traditionally where we put it. That's a great spot for it. I'm not quite sure I understand the issues surrounding why it might be a problem there, but we'll work through that.
They've got the lawn marked off for some reason, but I don't know what that reason is.
What was that?
The
They
lawn
have-
of the Jenk store is marked off for some reason.
They are
Well,
having,
actually, right now, it's marked off with the game there, with the mallets, and that's what's there. They're all-
Croquet?
Yeah, it's marked off with little croquet things.
well, it could be because they're doing yard sales every Sunday for a while, so that maybe you get this site, you get that site, you get that site. That could be why it's marked off, I don't know.
It looks like a croquet thing, though, because,
Yeah, but those are easy enough to
Yeah.
push in the ground without damage.
Croquet doesn't have giant flags like that.
When can you get an answer from them?
I don't know.
The timing here is.
Yeah, I did reach out to Shirley Mazinski, who's, she's one of the members on that, and she said that she would talk to the committee and find out, because right now, their next meeting isn't until like the second week in August, and it's getting real, it's getting real close. So we need to come up with something before then, so that we can start working, I can start putting paperwork in for the licensing and all that stuff. So I'm going to ask for,
Well, and if we wind up moving it, then we're not going to do a stage 3.
well,
Yeah,
that's,
so-
yeah.
Yeah, there's a few
Like
pieces
the- yeah.
in place,
Yeah.
like entertainment now. I mean, we need approval from the Mumford Lodge
Yep,
first and foremost, and there is a potential concern of alcohol, their bylaws or something, right? No alcohol in their lodges, but.
they,
No?
There's alcohol in their lodge.
no.
There was quite a bit when we went in.
I don't think that's really a problem.
Maybe
We're
they
just gonna have-
can't
we're just gonna
sell
have
it
to see that.
inside.
We're just going to have to, we'll ask them and see what, if it's doable.
Right.
Because we're not inside the lodge, we're not doing anything in the lodge with it. We just want to use a piece of the lawn. But anyway,
But then, to your point, Keith, there then are entertainment implications,
Huge, yeah,
because we're not going to run 2 stages up there.
right.
So-
Like literally like in
Yeah,
front of
across
each
the
other.
street from each other, so then we either need to do some reshuffling of entertainment.
We also need to make sure that they haven't already promised the lawn to someone, because they've done that in the past too, so.
okay, so I will do my best to try to get a answer within the next week or so from the junk store.
Can you start the legwork with the Mumford Lodge?
Sure.
Just like to keep it on the back burner so
Yep.
that we can move expeditiously if we need to.
Yep,
I'd rather have that process in motion
yeah,
and an option. Again, like coming back to entertainment, like I don't want to have to like turn people, I don't want to have to send entertainment home now that
Right.
we've already booked.
well, we'd just figure out a way to readjust it, either,
Yeah,
down
it's
to the other
just a
stage.
it's domino effect that
Yeah.
if we can avoid it, I want to avoid it.
Yeah.
Avoid it now and not in September.
Yeah, Because we can't even say, oh, we'll just move that entertainment to the Jank store, because that didn't work either.
Yeah, so start,
Can we request a special meeting?
That's what I'm going to do.
Because their meeting is,
Yeah, their meeting is, the timing of their meeting isn't, yeah. We got to be able to plan alternatives, and we can if we don't get an answer. So I'm going to reach out and see if I can get a special meeting of the members together so that we can figure out what the issues are.
next.
Okay? That's that one. The beer garden, we have a new supplier, we wanted to go out and survey them. When
Do
we
you want
want,
to talk entertainment first?
when do we want to do that, huh?
Did you want to talk entertainment?
We'll get back to that, we're saving that to the end for
Oh,
now.
you're just skipping around on this agenda like all willy-nilly.
I know.
Like you wrote the thing.
Like I wrote it, yep. Actually, I've continued on from the Pinewood Derby to the beer garden.
Skip right over entertainment.
Yeah, huh?
You skip right over entertainment.
I know,
oh, he's saving the best for last.
I'm saving the best for last.
Beer garden.
Beer garden. So we're still in the beer garden. So what's, we wanted to check out Greater Good. When did we want to do that?
Official,
Huh?
official, unofficial meeting. What do you want to do? You want a weeknight, weekend, day?
Weeknight.
Keith, you're probably the most limited here. What's good for you?
August 16th.
Can't do it.
August 23rd.
Okay, it'll be either sometime the first week of August,
Nope.
or,
I'm out of town.
which means the week of the 1st to the 5th?
I'm out of town.
Huh?
I'm out of town that week.
Yeah. Well, I'm out of town the 2 weeks after that.
What about the 23rd?
23rd, Tuesday the 23rd.
Great day. Glad
It's close, but we can do it.
23rd of,
August.
that's what I said.
That's what I just said.
Yeah. Well, we're
Stay
agreeing
with
with it. You said the 16th, though.
I said the 16th or the 23rd.
Yeah.
Can I get a replay?
Should confirm that Greater Good's open on Tuesdays.
Good call.
Tuesday the 23rd it is.
They're open till 10.
You guys want to go at 10:30?
Okay, so Tuesday the 23rd it is. We'll get together and we'll figure out logistics of how to go off and do that.
What time?
7 p.m.
7:30?
Sure.
7:30.
Mary can be our designated driver.
Wonder if they serve milk.
Where is their place of business?
What's that?
You don't like Worcester? What do you got against Worcester?
I don't drive in Worcester, I don't drive in Boston.
It's a beautiful city.
If you don't mind getting lost on the back streets of Worcester.
Sounds like a bad country song.
Okay.
I mean, which is redundant, but
I don't think we have anything to discuss on the soda concession, right?
I don't think so.
Did we
I
need,
mean, we're going to need to, like I said, we're just going to kind of need to inventory everything and just kind of make
Yeah.
sure everything's still working and,
yep, so we'll have to inventory everything, we'll have to, check the rig and make sure it still pumps. Do we need any CO2 things?
You read rented those.
Yeah, I rented them last time, so I'll have to see if I can rent it again.
And you only
I
need,
think we'll only need one.
All right.
I think it
we
was-
said we needed something else too. I don't remember what. We needed, you were gonna get a plastic scoop.
Yes, yeah. That's already on my list of things.
Bigger cups, plastic scoop.
Oh, we made.
Bigger cups,
Good.
plastic
I'm
scoops.
glad someone was writing something down. Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome. Either when they're done a syrup or a box, they just walk it around the corner, throw in the trash, or a trash bucket next to them.
Yeah, we have
That
to
will
keep
take
these-
care of the bees.
Do we don't need any more syrup, do we? Those-
And more ice.
We will. We're gonna, we don't need any of the major flavors, but we're gonna need the ones that we opened and had to throw because they were done. Like, we didn't have it, we don't have any cherry, we don't have any vanilla, you know, the specialty stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did we talk about the big ones? The 5-gallon the 5-gallon
Yeah,
ones?
yeah, we did.
What was our solution for those?
There are some flavors that I can't buy in individual gallons. Ginger ale being one of them. So I can't buy the syrup in a 1-gallon container because they don't sell it in a 1-gallon container. They do that because they want you to buy 5 gallons, you know? Yeah.
I'm just saying this loud now, so maybe it'll stick somewhere. The day before the event, we should pour the bigger ones into the 1-gallon jugs.
All right.
It was a real mess doing it in the morning.
All right, so that'll be part of the prep then. We'll break them up.
I have a container of orange. I have a 1-gallon of orange at my house that I keep forgetting to give you because it looks like antifreeze or windshield wiper.
Aren't you going to be surprised when you go to start
Or
the
that-
car?
wait, it looks like orange windshield wiper fluid. But that's neither here nor there.
It looked like windshield wiper
It
fluid?
looks like the orange windshield wiper fluid.
And did you pour it in your car and see what it
No,
did?
yeah, I'm just trying to get that through the
Wait.
pump. They have orange windshield wiper fluid.
It's Rain-X.
Yeah, the Rain-X.
Oh.
Yeah, and it looks exactly like that.
Yeah.
Same jug and everything.
I also have here something about aprons, bow ties, and hats.
Yeah, we'll need
Yes,
that
we have
stuff.
plenty of those.
I think we need an additional stage of cooling. Like,
I'd put more ice.
I mean, yes, we need more ice. I just don't think we had it cold enough.
I disagree. I think it was fine. The carbonation was fine. The water was fine. The soda was fine.
All right.
What we do need though is a dedicated ice cooler. I think the kids were going.
Oh,
into-
what, yeah, I could see that.
When they were putting the ice in, because they had done the cup first, and then they put the ice in after. And when they did that, they did it over the ice cooler, so that after a while, the ice cooler, it was full of different flavored syrups. And that was also another bee draw, because, yes,
Syrup.
yeah. So we're
So
gonna have
dedicated ice
dedicated
cooler.
ice cooler.
And then
That the
fix
scoop
the
goes in and nothing else.
Ice,
Yeah,
ice, then syrup, then soda,
yeah.
and then
And stir.
here you go.
No, they have to stir it. That was a problem
They
too.
have to stir it.
Once they figured out the stirring part, which they didn't know, we've never done it before. Once they realized they needed to stir it, it was so much better. I didn't have any,
Oh,
but that's,
Do we have stirring spoons?
Do you need them?
Yep.
well,
If you want them
why?
to stir.
They make it's like special stirring spoons.
Well,
Why don't,
Uh,
this, just, let me run this one by you.
Yes, no.
They have, what about, like a real thing where they make it in a metal cup and then pour it in your cup?
No.
no.
No? Why?
So it's an extra step. And then every time you move it back and forth, you're losing carbonation.
Yep.
Why can't you do what coffee places do? They put everything in a cup, put the lid on, put a napkin on top, shake it, here you go, and give them the napkin to go with it.
That's not how soda jerks work. It's the
Okay.
stir. It's the, there you go, here's your tonic.
Yeah, can we buy a few stirring spoons?
You're going to have to clean them every so
Yeah,
often.
no, so you
There's
just-
serve
you
safe
get-
stuff you have to follow.
There's not going to be any cross-contamination. You just get a jug that has water in it, and you just, like the one that the barbecue.
Like they do for ice
prepare.
cream scoops, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not
Those
going
are
in- it's not
left,
going in anyone's mouth.
those
Well,
are left
maybe
in a container
they gotta
with
clean it.
running water.
What?
There's concern of contamination, even if it doesn't, it's not.
Because what happens if someone has allergies to cherry and they ask for a ginger ale, but you're using a spoon from the cherry and you put it in the ginger ale?
Good point.
Can't do it. You could take the straw like some places
Well,
do. Wait. You put everything there, you put the cap on, you take the straw, without touching the straw, you pull off the bottom, the top still has the paper on it, you stick it in the thing, you whirl around, there you go.
Stir it with the
Everything is so cross-contaminated as it is, like,
Or we could just,
and it's not like there's pine nuts
them
in
stir it, right?
any of this
You
stuff.
can give it to them and say, shake it up.
And
there you go, problem solved. We have straws, right?
Yeah.
So they can stir their own.
You just tell them you need to stir it up.
Problem
Give it a
solved.
couple stirs.
All right, come up with a, you look it up in your spare time, let me know.
I doubt there's any
I just-
cherry in cherry.
I've just been recertified,
There probably isn't.
so.
There's, no, like,
All artificial flavor.
yeah, it's not like there's
It
gonna be
is-
like nuts in ginger ale, like,
Well-
it's all the same high fructose corn syrup crap.
Well, I know people that are allergic to Sprite, and they can't have it at all.
Or someone could be
Because it's citric.
So,
There's
Or someone could be
people,
allergic to ginger.
But that's what I'm saying is then we need to put on there, like, if you have an allergy, stay away. Because like, no, I'm serious. Like, you're talking about a bunch of 16-year-old kids running a soda jerk thing out in the open. Like, if you've got allergies, you should not be at that stand. We cannot guarantee that there's no cross-contamination.
there's no reason you can't put it all together, give them a fully sealed paper straw, shake it around, here you go.
You are talking about 16-year-old kids in an open environment.
No, but
At,
actually-
like, there's no way you are going to get them to not
But
cross-contaminate
there
stuff.
actually isn't-
You're lucky if you
That-
get them to
that-
wash their
that-
hands and brush their teeth before they
You're
go to
not
bed.
all of that is
matters.
true. All of that is true. Okay? You're right. You
Like,
cannot
no one
guarantee
should be
that.
relying on that.
However, okay, you still do have to follow the rules. You have to follow the serve safe rules.
I don't see why you
Yeah,
can't.
then you
cross-contaminate.
put up a sign that says, like,
And you're going to do that.
By process, we're mitigating cross-contamination.
you can mitigate it, but you can't say what
I
there's
have
not
signs
going
that
to be
say
any.
if you have an allergy, please let the server know you have
Yes.
allergies.
The difference,
And what are they
Mary
going to
has a
do about
point,
it?
Keith. The difference with a spoon is sticking a spoon in different sodas. Our process does not cross-contaminate. The syrups only go into the cup that's going to the person. The way that we're doing the ice, there'll be no syrup on the ice. So there is no cross-contamination by the design of our system. But the introduction of a stirring spoon would be cross-contamination. So I mean, I don't think we have anything to worry about, but I think the point is that you give someone a straw and you say, stir the thing out.
Yeah. You do it
It's
with-
not hard to fill the container, put the lid on, here's a straw, you shake it around, here's your cup and your straw.
Do we have lids? There's no lids.
We have lids.
We have lids. Yeah.
We had lids then, too. We just didn't, whether we used them or
Well,
not.
people
was the
didn't
problem.
want them, didn't
If they
ask.
ask for a lid, do you have a lid? We have them.
Yeah, and now you've got somebody putting their hand on the lid, and the hand has been everywhere else.
Do you ever go to Dunkin' Donuts?
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's an unrealistic expectation.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You got
What are
to,
you arguing about here?
you still have to do your
We all
best.
agree with you.
To eliminate the cross-contamination. You can't mix. Right? So,
There's no reason you can't get like little wooden sticks of something that you can get at the dollar store, and they're completely wooden, they're made for making kebabs, Why can't we order some wooden things, you put together a thing, you stir it up, you throw it in the trash, which is a waste of money and a waste
You
of a,
don't have to do that because you can use the straw to start it.
yeah, here's your
And
cup,
let the
here's your straw,
customer
stir.
Yeah, the customer can stir their own,
Yeah.
We'll make a
So-
sign,
It's like,
remember the
it's like an
stir.
IKEA soda, here, stir your own drink.
stir your own
There you
drink.
go.
I don't see anything wrong with mixing it, putting the lid on,
Don't
shaking
put the
it
lid
like-
on, we're not giving out lids.
We don't.
We're not doing lids.
Most of them don't get lids. Most of them didn't want a lid, so that.
All right, here's your soda, here's your straw, please stir.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bet people do it naturally anyway. You don't even have to tell them. It's the first thing you do. You take a soda and you just stir it up.
We'll make a
I
sign.
gotta buy cups anyway. We could say stir on the cup.
We can make a sign that says,
Please stir.
best if stirred. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we can just let it go. Just serve the soda.
Okay. I think we beat that to death.
Okay.
Horse is dead.
I'm gonna put discussion about,
Prizes.
hold on.
We had tabled the discussion of prizes. We were looking for an amount of money that we're gonna do for prizes. We're gonna send a mass mailing for prizes for Cash Cube and, Spinny Wheel and Cash Cube.
We need to go after a sponsor as well.
Yeah.
We need a sponsor.
So we're gonna send out a mass mailing for the kind of prizes that we normally get, like, a ski award or stuff like that. But one of the questions was, how much money do those things make?
Why don't you?
Huh?
You want to go ski ward? See if you can. No?
Because
might have
last
to
year,
send-
There's a list of places I cannot go and solicit, and that is on that list.
last year, we took a dollar amount and we went and got prizes.
Yep.
Okay, because we didn't get in as many.
Cut to the chase, Tony, how much did it make?
Good, okay. The spinny wheel brought in $413. And the Cash Cube brought in $354
Gross.
gross.
So what's the total? 7 something?
767.
So, yeah,
We
so
spent
So you can spend $76.70 on prizes.
no, we spent about somewhere around
We were given $500 last year.
$500 for prizes.
So if we said 50% of what we would expect to take in, $400.
We sold out last year. All the prizes were gone.
Well, we gotta,
The prizes were gone.
yeah, we gotta work with that a little because two of the people that ran prizes didn't really know how to run those.
Well, that's
We sold
on,
out. We sold out of prizes.
they were gone. What Ricky, who runs the lawn, has requested, every ride, every game has a list of rules right there on a sign.
So we have a math problem then. If we spent $500 on prizes and we only grossed 7 something,
There
we're not
were
charging enough for the ride.
There were some volunteers that were running the Cash Cube, didn't quite understand how it went. And people were getting prizes not the proper way. So they're in there and they're scooping them up off the
Did
ground
they get
and,
more than they should have gotten?
yes,
And to what degree did that happen?
I don't know.
But what's your point, John? Like what,
So the volunteers need to
Well,
be
I'll give an
trained
example.
better.
you still wound up $250 in the black.
It's just it seems like a poor return on investment.
It's because it wasn't run correctly this
Yeah.
year,
My question-
by accident.
My question though is like, to what degree did that happen? Did we lose $50 or did we lose $250?
You can't judge it that way.
I don't have an answer to that.
You can't judge it that way. We had You did it on, what was the number of prizes we had? How many prizes did we have for the
I
cash?
didn't, my wife did it, a boatload.
Yeah, but, so we had probably, I don't know, 100, 150 prizes for the cash cube, for example, right? That's not off what it has been in the past, okay? It's a similar number, all right? What was different, though, okay, is that normally at the end of the day, we still have some if you don't have any prizes left in the cash cube, then you gotta shut down the event, you can't run it anymore, okay?
What time did it run out?
2
All
o'clock.
right, so, all right, let's just play, because I think I know where John's going with this. Let's play with some hypothetical numbers, and we'll just say, we spent $500 to make 1,000,
Yeah,
okay? And that would be an average return. So we would, you make $500 on the event, okay? And between all the volunteers, we probably put in 25 hours into that those two things. So is it worth it?
yes.
No.
Well,
It's
but-
not, so let me give my argument for why it's not. And I know for some strange reason you guys have a really emotional attachment to this thing. I don't know why. Because it is a pain in the ass to set up, it is a pain in the ass to take down, it is a pain in the ass to inventory, it is a pain in the ass to shop for. And for what? Like, it's cool, it's neat, but the pain in the ass factor to the neat factor doesn't add up.
Well, if
Wait a minute. Oh,
if the prizes are being donated by either a sponsor or the donations from the kind people that send us prizes, it's not actually costing us anything.
Okay,
And
but they still have to be inventoried and they still have to be begged for. Which then increases my number of hours we're putting these into this thing to like 30.
all right, this is going to frustrate you, and I apologize up front. You guys usually don't go get the prizes, because you guys don't really,
No, not you guys. I didn't say anything. Look at him.
because when, in the
Oh, I
past,
very, very actively have nothing to do with this, other than taking it down. And I even hate doing that and putting it into that trailer.
It is an entertainment.
Which we need to talk about, by the way, as well, the trailer.
it's highly, it's well liked.
You're also forgetting something else.
So is the
It
price
doesn't
thing.
matter.
That's true.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we broke even, okay?
Yep.
If we broke even on it, in which case we did better than that because we still brought in money. The point is it's another function, it's another thing to do. We have things out there
Yep.
that don't bring us any return at all.
100%.
And,
So you.
but it's still part of the event. It's still something for someone to do.
I agree. So
Okay.
you call up the rental people and you tell them that you want an axe throwing exhibit in
And you'll
place.
complain about that like you did the dot throw that I had.
Complain about it. I just figured somebody was going to get killed. Nobody's ever gotten killed with throwing axes. So if you take that same spot and you offload it onto something fun and interesting and an activity that doesn't cause that much work to the committee, then you're way ahead. I could even go like a step further and say, all right, fine, so the cash cube with the prizes, whatever, like get rid of that, keep the spinning wheel, even though the thing weighs like 10,000 pounds. Bring that out, replace the things with win a prize, and put in like win $1, win $5, win $10, and we'll wind up coming out basically the same without having to go and work for all the prizes, without having to go and inventory like the prizes, without having, ready for this one? Here's my mic drop moment. Without having to beg someone to store those prizes in their home. Boom!
Just had coffee after 4 p.m.
I guess so.
It was 3, and I took a nap before.
Wow, you got a nap?
I did. I wouldn't call it so much a nap as I fell asleep because I'm old.
how does this income compare to previous years? Do we know?
But this was off
Low.
significantly.
Yeah.
But it was because we had to stop doing it at 2 o'clock. So I wasn't collecting any more tickets on that thing after 2 o'clock because the prizes were gone. I had to shut the event down.
Did we
But
have
even
more-
on your best year, right, even on the best year, the margin between this and a lower, at least he doesn't have a clicky pen.
God.
I don't know who got him a regular pen today, but
brought
that was
this
much
up.
better than the.
I brought that
clicky
pen so
You
that
still
nobody
managed to
could
find it
click it.
obnoxious.
Oh, he's always doing something, so get used to that.
So take the money thing out of it, right? Because it's not a beer garden, right? Like
but Tony's
like
saying-
even on the best year, you're not going to make
What is that
a
number?
huge,
What's that?
you're not going to make like
Okay.
a $3,000 on it. That would make the amount of time and effort worth it.
Well,
When we first started the cash, get the spinny wheel for a second. Let's talk about the cash. The idea was, we sent out a mass mailing and we got a bunch of coupons in. $10 off a haircut or a free haircut here, or free pizza if you buy another pizza, something like that. We got a bunch of coupons in from all of the businesses around this area. And we put those in as prizes. Okay? The first year we did that, we didn't pay any money for any prizes. It was all those. We had 400, 500 something odd prizes that were, we had an overnight at the casino, Mohegan Sun, and we had, a buffet for a family of 4 at Mohegan Sun. We had prizes like that. We had, lift tickets at Ski Ward, and, So when we put all of those in the booth, when we sold tickets, and they go in and they play it, and they grab tickets and they win 2, 3 prizes, and then they go out and somebody else is in. The Cash Cube made more than the train when we did that. And it didn't cost us anything.
It did cost you something.
It did not.
It did.
Time.
It cost time.
Time.
And you are now a committee of 3. How much time do you have?
well,
How many-
actually, his wife was so kind, and it was her time that did all.
Yep. Who now has a
We did
1-year-old
that. We did that.
child.
We did the reason we spent money on this, right, was exactly that reason. Right? It was because we no longer had the people, Tim, right? We now had Tim who was
Yeah.
hustling. to get-
Tim went out and got prizes.
And we
When Tim was
decided-
getting prizes.
And we
Yep,
decided at that
yep.
point.
And where's Tim?
Yep.
And that's the
He
point.
moved out of town.
We decided at that point that it would be better, money well spent, right? I don't think we should get rid of the Cash Cube. I don't think we should get rid of these prizes, even though they cost money and time. But I think we're still coming out in the black. You're saying it's an off year. I think if we see what we get from the mailers, spend the $500 to get prizes, and
You
get
could
the
buy a gallon of
volunteers-
gas with that.
and get the volunteers to run the event correctly, so that we can maintain prizes throughout the day. Your point is well taken, that if you don't have prizes for the Cash Cube, you can't run the Cash Cube. So there does need to be a significant number of prizes there.
Yeah.
The reason we started the spinning wheel was because you had bottles of wine and all that was donated, and kids were winning the bottle of wine. Well, you can't hand a 5-year-old a bottle of wine. It doesn't work. So that's why we started with the spinning wheel. And then the one thing about the Cash Cube, if you go in, you will win some form of prize. And it's the excitement of, gee, what does number 28 mean?
It has nothing to do with that.
So
Like,
my other
like the difference,
Yeah, Keith, you made your point,
then why are you still talking?
because I have a different question.
Okay?
My question was, we had a record number of people last year. Do we know if we had the same number of people playing the games?
Yeah, pretty
Or did we
much.
have more because we have, are we just at capacity, like the number of people who can run the game?
Well,
Or complete a game.
no, it has nothing to do with prizes, it has the number of tickets collected, okay? So for example, the number of tickets collected on the cash cube was 885. Normally is 1,000 more tickets than that, normally, okay?
Right.
Now, the reason why we didn't do that is because we didn't have any more prizes, and we had to close the event.
So the
It's like selling out a fried dough.
playing-
Totally get it.
The playing of the games has reached its capacity regardless of the number of attendees. You can't play anymore. It doesn't matter how many people show up to the event.
Yeah, you can only get so
You can
many
only get so
people in
many
there
people
at one
playing on
time.
there.
Yeah,
And in the past, the number of prizes has been sufficient,
yes,
so something was off in the running of the game.
yeah.
Which
We need to
they've
fix
said.
that.
Now, how many volunteers does it take to run that throughout the day?
It's best if you have two. And they kind of have to be trained,
They have to be trained to do it.
so they
So-
understand.
So, but that's the handicap we have. The handicap we have is really the volunteers and the number of volunteers. Because even if I get somebody in and I train them, okay? Or we train them ahead of time. What happens during the course of the day, unexpected things happen. All of a sudden, this person has to go, and then now I have a new person that's going to fill in, but he's never run the game before, okay? So we have to train this person on the fly. It's not the same thing as...
Did we talk about doing
So
like
this-
a set of instructions?
Yes, that's what we talked about. Each one of these things, even the bouncies, there should be, each one of them should have a list now coming out of exactly what the rules are. 2 minutes here, 1 minute here, 5 minutes here, or whatever. So that whoever's doing that now has, it's uniform from one person to another, not just what this person thinks it should run like this time.
If someone wants to type those up, I'm happy to edit that stuff down, so it's
Yeah.
succinct. and-
So each one of the things we do has to have some really set, defined criteria, you know? Now, so that when we do get a person that does it, now they can look at something and they know exactly what it is that they have to do there, you know?
So what do you have to do for the trike races?
What do I have to do for what?
What do you have to do for the trike races? How many volunteers do you need over there?
There was one, Bob did it.
Well, it wasn't, we're talking two different things. Am I running this thing so that people can just drive around the track at will, or are we trying to do races out of it?
So this is my point. You're using people capital that you barely have for labor-intensive events when you could use that same labor for less labor-intensive events.
If we,
Money isn't our issue.
if
People is.
we can come up with something and that makes people just as happy, then fine. I mean, there's always new thoughts, new ideas, something else. It's no harm in having something new. It's,
So the less labor-intensive of the two, in my opinion, I could be wrong, is the spinning wheel. I think we just, not we, you guys just refurbished it 2 years ago. So you still have your prizes, it's just less so. And it's less labor.
I don't know if it would, we've had it for years, the spinning wheel. But what comes to mind for me is it's not as much fun as putting on the goggles, getting in there and trying to catch all these tickets, and you are guaranteed at least 1 to 5, whatever, prizes. With the spinning wheel, you have a possibility of spinning it, which some kids and adults, they really enjoy that. But they could land on, sorry, try
Not as
again.
interactive.
That, yeah,
I'd agree with you, but the numbers say that they're comparable. And that's what we're talking about, right, is engagement, is.
This year.
Is the train,
This
like,
past year, but these numbers are off.
Yeah.
They're not typical.
In the past, okay, the spinning wheel, not this past year, but years prior, the cash cube has always brought in more money than the spinning wheel, always.
well, and it did this year too, didn't it? I'm just saying,
No.
oh, this was reversed?
No,
Okay.
this year it didn't.
Okay.
The spinning wheel brought in 1,000 tickets this year, and the cash cube brought in 885.
Oh, okay.
Which is a little less.
So, but, yeah, my only point was that it was, that they're comparable. One could be slightly more popular than the other, but they're comparable. So, is there another something like the trike? And again, like, there's labor that went into that, and like you said, if you want to do races and that kind of stuff, I think you could do, you could run it all day, and then, at certain times have challenges, or, something, like, there's different things you could do, like, one of Liam's teachers who's like 6'4" challenged me to a race, and it was a riot, so, like, you could do that kind of stuff, but I think you could get, like, what do you get out of Knockerball, or some of those others, like, there's stuff that will use less labor and still give the same enjoyment, in my opinion, where labor gets harder and harder to get every year. And the nice thing about the rental company, at the end of the day, we say, nice job, and it just goes away.
Do they have a menu of stuff, the activities and rent? Where do you see that?
What, the ride people?
They have a website.
Yeah, they have a website.
What's the company?
What's Party Inc.
Let's Party Inc.
They also own a tattoo parlor. They just have to change one letter.
That's where I got the track for the trikes.
Dude, it's awesome, right?
That's where I get all the bouncy
Yeah.
rides.
Like, we had to buy the trikes.
Yeah.
Are we getting more trikes? Did we decide we're
Yes,
gonna get?
I bought two small trikes.
Karaoke machine.
Because we had, one of the issues that we had last year is that we had, the trikes were a big hit, everybody loved them, okay? And they drew a lot of interest. The track helped, because it's, hey, look at me, what's
Yeah.
over there? And,
Yep,
they go,
absolutely.
they see the trikes. But one of the issues that we had was we had a lot of little kids that wanted to ride them, and they just couldn't reach the pedals, so the parents are like pushing them around and stuff. So this year,
I was one of them.
we invested in 2 small kid trikes from age 3 to 7. So we have 2 of those.
Do you think that's enough? Do you think that's enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
They have a dunk tank.
no. No,
Dunk tank is like right
I
up
know,
there with.
I know.
Okay,
Joking.
no.
thank you.
Yeah.
Who would you even get to go in it?
I know.
You could
Everyone
get,
says they will, and then they don't.
you could get tons of people to go in it, but
Yeah. We have a bad history with a dunk tank.
I know, that's a joke.
Yeah. That's what put Keith in it.
no one would sign up. They'd be like,
Oh.
we like
I
him
don't-
too much.
No.
There's no way I want to see him.
I don't think that's true. I think everybody in town would throw baseball in.
Yeah, that's what I'd be worried about. Nobody would be aiming for the target. Why does my wife keep coming up over and over again?
All right, so revisit, we got a little time to revisit that a little bit, but we're gonna need to go shopping for prizes if we're gonna do it. But we're sending out a mass mailer first to see what we get.
So, and you know what? Maybe that's what decides it. Like, because right now, I think you will get a very lackluster response. Just with companies fighting inflation, coming back from the pandemic, all that other stuff. It's my guess. It could be 100% wrong. So you get a strong response for, for donations, then maybe it's worth the time.
Okay, let's move on. Entertainment.
Keith and I met, have hashed out a draft of a schedule. We've got acts that are starting to firm up.
So the person who got did we definitely firm that up and say, yeah, that's definitely going to be your slot? Like, no? Okay. So what John and I were talking about doing is rather than just doing like a 9 to 9:30 slot, which is hard. Like if it were up to me, yeah, I've told you this for years, I wouldn't start the entertainment until like 10. So rather than doing like a 9 to 9:30 slot, which is basically like playing music for vendors who aren't watching you, doing a slot from like 9 to 10:30 or something like that.
Two sets.
Yeah, 2 sets of the same person, so at least they get a little more feedback as the day starts to go in.
We said like a 30-minute set and a 45-minute set with,
Yeah.
With music in between, 15-minute break.
And the person who got the grant said he would be willing to do that. So
He's the guy who's Matt York, I think is his name. The Highwaymen covers
Yep.
and storytelling.
so
he's
we
a
thought
great-
that would work well,
a
like
great
in the morning, like a single.
What do you do for the 15-minute break?
barrel play music.
Yeah, you just play music in the background. That's what we normally do. John could juggle.
It's true.
Okay, so that's till 10:30, right, you said?
Yeah, I've reached out to the Douglas High School chorus and band. I have not heard back from them yet.
I had sent you both an email stating that Family Karate would like to do not just a demonstration, they want to do a whole presentation because it is their anniversary of many, many years. And I sent that out to you about a month and a half, 2 months ago.
I do vaguely remember that email.
Yep.
John and I will look into it. You know the deal. Have to break stuff or burn stuff.
Who else? Contacted Ron with Dog Orphans. That ball is moving. Just waiting to check in with him again to see if that's on track. Reached out to Ed the Wizard. He's game to perform all day. Do the street magic and then balloon animals with some stage shows. I've got a call out to Sky Theater to do some combination of one or two things. An improv session, like audience participation improv, and or their like youth all-star, like a youth all-star performance.
That's their options or your options?
That's what we had talked about last year, but we didn't have enough time.
Yeah, you might be at that point again.
Yeah, I've already called them.
Okay.
So I'm waiting to hear back. What else? Yeah, some bands are starting to get firmed up. Got a few acts for the main stage, beer garden.
So one of the conversations that we had started to have was we reached out to, come on. Webster,
Indian Ranch.
Indian Ranch.
Oh, I talked to, yeah.
Yeah.
I talked to the booker over there. I mean, you and I had started this conversation already with that tribute band. So I talked to the booker who works with Indian Ranch. You know, we could work with him if we wanted an act, a bigger, bigger act. We give him our budget, what we can afford. He does what he does and gives us some names of who could do it, would be in the area. He said kind of the short of it is like, in the price range that we could afford, that like 10 to 12 grand kind of price point, you could get one of three people. One is going to be like an up and coming country artist who like maybe has a song on the radio. You could get a 90s dried up alt rock band, who had a song on the radio 20 years ago, more than 25 years ago.
That's still my vote, but
Or you can get a tribute band. So, yeah. I think we already know the limitations of our event, right? The stage.
so it's really like, do we pursue that, or do we try to get I'm just trying to think of a couple of the acts, like the British invasion thing, or
I think we might be late.
flock of a-holes, or like that kind of stuff.
I think we might be late for this year to find something bigger.
Oh, okay.
So probably next year I think we could pursue it.
Gotcha.
But we got to get shirt up on the beer garden because that's going to impact staging.
Big time. And then I guess kind of to the other kind of loose end that we have, what are we going to do for the hayride? Do we have the, like I said, I can get us a tractor. Were you going to reach out to Whittier? Was that a thing?
That was like a last resort.
Okay.
You talking about the barrel train or the hay wagon?
We need a hay wagon.
I thought you got.
I thought you had one
No,
lined up.
I said Koopman's had the tractor.
Yeah,
We need something to pull.
okay, well, I have somebody working on getting us a wagon,
Okay.
to pull.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking, is
Yes.
where are we on
Yeah.
that? So,
I have somebody that has 2 hay wagons,
that's what it was, yeah.
yeah. But, they need a little work so that people can, actually sit on a bench on them.
Yep.
Yeah. Because there are, in fact, real hay wagons. They're used for pulling hay bales.
Oh,
Yeah. So they can be modified, but we'll have to, I'll have to discuss that a little further. I thought you had a line for getting something like that.
I'm like a last resort.
All right.
Yeah. I know of people, not know people. You
Okay.
know people.
I know people, yeah.
I know of people. What were you
All
saying
right,
about your
so-
trailer when you walked in here? We were talking about cleanup at one point, and you started a thought about your trailer. Nope, it's gone. Okay.
Somebody
walked
want to
in here.
volunteer their John Deere tractor to pull barrel trains?
Oh, that's right, we need a trailer. We need a tractor for the small train.
That small barrel train, yeah.
Can we buy one? No, I'm serious.
I mean, it's a cool idea, but, oh, no, what I was talking about, what I was saying is the storage. So we've been offered to be able to put a container here.
Here. Okay.
I had
One
asked about
container.
that a while ago, so I'm so...
One container or two?
Or two?
I will need to firm that up a little further to see,
Firm it up.
but before I went anywhere with that, I wanted to make sure that this was a viable.
This will be great.
I have a container.
No, that's not what he's saying.
not what
Is
I'm
this a
asking.
good spot?
Depends on where, yeah. If it's, you know, I have to go through a chain fence to get to it, that's a problem.
You'll probably have to go through a chain fence to get
It
it.
depends on where you put it here.
Yeah, I think like there.
Yeah,
Over there.
but behind here where the police park their impound yard, if it's in there, that's a problem because I don't have access to it.
Okay, so impound yard or not? I mean, don't we want it more secure?
No, you want pull-through, trailer pull-through.
Yeah, you want to be able to get to it with a trailer.
Okay.
And right now, it's really nice. It's pull-through. Literally pull up, load them up, pull out. There's no backing up or backing in. Imagine how much more time it's going to take to load and unload if you've got to back a trailer in or back a trailer out. That's a huge time suck.
But it also, I mean, I don't know, it just also might be that there's a stage trailer and there's another stuff trailer, I don't know.
Could be.
Do you mean container? Container.
Yeah, sorry, I keep calling it a trailer.
That's what you were speaking of. Got it. Back to the tractor. In all seriousness, can we find a old used tractor for a couple hundred, few $100?
And then pray it runs every year.
It's only got to run once a year.
And if it doesn't,
Call Melissa.
because that's, I mean, you know, the problem is storing a thing where mice get into it.
You guys have mice at your house? In your yard?
Am I going to store it in my yard?
Of course you are. No.
That's why I want
Barry's
to.
giving me a look.
That's why I want to use your lawnmower.
Strike that from the record.
So, well, I mean.
We're
so
trying
let's-
to clean up our yard. We have a lot of Boy Scout stuff in our, you know.
So like I said, let's play this out. Like, let's say we get another container, and we keep it in the container. But again, like now you're talking about, so before it goes away, you either have to drain the gas, you know, like you've got to put
Yeah,
mothballs all around
it's-
it, or,
Yeah, I agree. When you do that, especially if you're going to have a lawnmower that you're going to use one day a year, it's, after 3 years of that, it's not going to run anymore. Because you just can't leave things sit.
So where we're going to get a tractor?
Your kid can ride all day for free.
You already can ride all day.
yeah, I mean, nobody's going to want to put that amount of wear and tear in their own tractor.
I don't want to put that wear and tear on my tractor. Transmission's not feeling great as it is.
Should have bought a good tractor.
What about Dad's tractor? Volunteers.
You have to take the,
You gotta take the mode deck
you
off
gotta take the
anyway.
deck off and all that other stuff. So
All right.
then, you know, it blows up while you're towing kids around, and now you don't have any way to mow the lawn.
We did stop by the guy on Route 16 in Benton.
Yeah.
that sells all those
Yep.
the lawnmowers. And he does have a lawnmower that he'll sell us for $50 that runs.
$50. That's what I'm talking about.
So ask him if you do this instead. Ask him if we gave him $50, if he would just let us use it for the day, and we would put his, you know, blah, blah, lose, you know, small engine repair, like on, you know, on the tractor.
Are you gonna get that on the tractor?
Wait a minute. So we just want to rent a tractor from him
We're
for the
gonna
day.
rent a tractor for
Yep.
$50 for the day.
I like that idea,
That's
actually.
better than owning it.
I
Yep.
actually like that. So And it could be, that way it goes back to him, and then next year we get another used
Yeah,
tractor.
if he's got another one that he's working on,
Just need 1 day's use out of it.
yep,
Great.
I will,
I like-
I will pay for a year
I
for
will.
1 day.
I will pursue that. Okay?
That's much better than storing it at Mary's.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
All right, so we'll give that a shot, and see how that works.
Great.
Otherwise, I'll have to buy it and I'll keep it on the island.
Well, it's mostly the maintenance on it.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%, because I mean, with today's gas and everything, it
I think
eat
Mary
through the
begs to
carburetor.
differ. It's about the storage.
Well, yeah, it's about the storage too. But, yeah, like you said, you can't let it sit.
We don't have a garage.
Great. Lose it is. $50. Rent it for the day. Love it. Next. Is that it?
That's it for today's agenda.
Oh, are we doing a parade or no?
Yes,
We are with the puppets?
well, puppets are in the parade, yes.
And
And
how many times are we running it?
just once this year, right?
One?
Just once? Once.
You want once or
You
twice?
wanted to do once.
Yeah,
Once.
I think once is good.
Yeah, we also talked about, in that parade, having a Chinese dragon.
We wanted to add something to it. Every time we have the parade, you have to add something or tweak it a little bit.
I know the enablers, it's you. You're egging them on. Don't do things.
No.
Because
I'm the
nothing-
one who saw this really big furry thing, and I'm like, oh, wouldn't that be awesome in
I
the
know.
parade?
How about a tiger?
You gonna go after the school for a
contact
costume?
Hanson?
I don't know, I'm just saying, like,
I told her that you would be reaching out over with the schedule.
there
I would-
isn't exactly
But they know
a,
They're going to be, we will have the puppets, but I wasn't looking to have her people do the puppets. We're
Yeah, I
going to
know.
find our own people to do the puppets.
I was going to reach out to,
Okay.
my goal was to reach out to the local high schools to see if there's like theater kids.
That want to do the puppets.
We have a king. We have the king that played it last time, and
Yep.
he will practice with the stilts again.
But I want theater people to do the puppetry.
Yes.
Interact with people and be animated. Let the dancers do their thing.
Yep.
The puppets will interact with the crowd. So the problem though is it's summer. I can't reach out to any schools until September.
But
Okay.
what can we add to the parade?
Okay, so if we handle the puppets separate from the parade, even though
Yes.
they'll be happening at the same time as the
Yes.
parade, then we can wait till September for that.
Yes.
Okay.
But Dance Sensations need to choreograph something,
Something.
right? They wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Do you have music for them?
I didn't pick out anything. I wanted you to work with them on that.
let them pick it out. That's literally what they do.
Where did you go for that song? Because I
Internet.
The copyright people is the correct
actually
answer.
thought- I
No.
mean, you surprised me with the song. It's very like,
Lion King.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can ask Amy, I just don't know if they're doing like pop dance stuff.
Well, that's not the song that she used last time.
What song?
The one that she did last time was this thing would Celebrate. Remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Celebrate.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that.
No.
That's because it was birthday.
Before that, when we had the puppets, it was
Yeah.
the song that I had found.
Yes.
Yeah.
How about a song by Traffic?
Yeah. By the way, did you look for my radio station?
Yeah, I don't have it.
Well, we don't have it. So.
Do you have it?
What?
We loaned, because I know that you borrowed it at one time, but I don't.
Before the event. I always use it before the event to
Yeah.
test it.
The
Yeah, the radio.
The radio thing.
Start putting the minutes, the radio thing.
Yeah.
The portable,
radio.
the portable radio station.
Oh, it's the station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I know I don't have it, because it always goes into that bag with like everything hanging out of it. I don't have it.
Does Bear have it?
Can I ask?
say we did.
All right, so thoughts on adding something to the parade? Need to come up with something else to add to it.
Chinese dragon.
Why? We had stormtroopers.
No, it could be,
What's the difference?
it doesn't have to be that, I just want to add something
No,
to it.
I agree. Just a Chinese dragon where,
Stormtroopers.
I tried to book them.
like, there's nothing about the culture of Douglas that says,
Stormtroopers?
I tried to book the first order.
you're not helping my case here, Tony.
We've had stormtroopers. Chinese dragon.
Well, no, come up with something, because if the dance sensation has to be on board with helping with that, we need to let them know so they can practice, but we want to add something to it.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts?
Now, when I had kind of talked to her a little earlier this year, I had told her that we were thinking about incorporating a Chinese dragon into that.
The costume I saw was a one-person thing, and it was absolutely awesome. Big furry thing, you know, it's yellow. It was just wicked cool, and that went into searching at Chinese dragons because it's long and it's fun and it twists and
I really
turns.
have Disney's Electric Light Parade, but that's not gonna happen.
I know. I'm a little bit worried about cultural appropriation.
Thank you. I didn't want to be the one to have to say the word.
Okay, so then, no, I'm okay with doing something else. It's just that we want to add something to the parade, and we all
Douglas
have to
snake.
put a snake in there.
Douglas snake.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I was thinking tiger. Like, you could get away with a tiger. What?
Can you?
Yeah, because we're the Douglas Tigers.
It
You'd
is-
have to have more than one. You'd have
So,
to,
like I said, it's a little less blatant.
well, look up things and get back, we'll just,
We could recreate
The
a parade from
Fireworks.
they raced horses down Main Street.
Horses.
real horses?
Real fake horses.
Okay, real fake ones work.
I don't know. Do
I
we
could
really-
just-
Do we really?
Like, everybody gets a hobby horse.
I'm not making those.
Keith can put on his little
look great.
cowboy outfit and have a stick
Hey,
horse.
what happens in my bedroom stays in my bedroom.
I can fix you haven't. Okay. That would be really cute when you run it down the street.
You ever see the cartoon Banana Splits? Was it a cartoon? No, it was.
Oh, yeah, come on, this is from our
The
childhood.
Banana Splits.
Saturdays.
1933?
Excuse me?
Wow. You're not going to live long enough to learn
What
about
was the
cultural
song, like, one
appropriation.
potato, two potato, yeah.
Look it up online, Banana Splits Saturday.
Banana splits.
It used to be called the Banana Split. They were just people in costume and they danced around.
And they rode in these little teeny cars, though. That was the point. They rode around the street in these
That would be
little
kind of
cars.
cool. But we don't have little tiny cars.
Call the Shriners.
Ooh.
What's wrong with the puppets? No?
Nothing wrong with the puppets.
No, it just,
You mean
Mary's
more.
right. Like, what do we do that's just a little different? Like, what do we add?
We didn't do them last year.
Still like fireworks.
No, we didn't.
We didn't, they danced before.
Uh-huh.
You added more puppets. It was a whole family, it was a whole puppet family. So the different would be to do it better
Well,
and interacting with the crowd.
yeah.
Do you want Dance Sensations said they could either do butterflies or fairies. Okay.
I think it's great.
There you go. All right.
That
So-
smile tells
so Have them
everything.
do butterflies.
Oh,
and-
come on, butterflies could be cool.
Yeah.
I think butterflies could be cool. If you do butterfly with like giant wings, like you could make that cool. Still has nothing to do with Douglas.
I'll talk to you.
And Keith's gonna get a tiger.
And then
Mighty Mighty Tigers.
the,
then-
the puppets are done by the drama guys.
Yes. That's the hope.
Yeah.
that I can get some high school kids to,
If you can get some drama kids.
my kids to do it.
I still want that one perfect costume. The only thing is they came in child size. Liam would fit right in it.
Yeah, ask Lee.
Liam. Luke?
Ask Lee.
And a giant, well, no, Liam might be too tall. Luke would fit into it. He'd be in the parade, running around in a costume. It's adorable.
Yeah, you
gonna
should
be
always
too
trust
busy
the
riding the
4-year-old
yellow
with
train.
entertainment, because they never have nervous breakdowns in the middle of anything.
Okay, yeah, that's true. He does become shy, doesn't he?
We all done here?
Keith, I put it in the minutes. You're going to try to investigate a tiger?
Hang on.
Yeah, investigate a tiger.
Tiger?
Oh, my goodness. My head
Thanks,
hurts.
Keith.
Yeah,
For
do
the,
it.
for
Do
the
it.
day, we do have,
Investigate a tiger. What do you?
we do have the Hulk, Spider-Man, Darth Vader. They are coming to the event during the event.
Together? Are they riding in the same car?
What's the theme there?
Someone who's willing to dress as a costume.
Fantasy?
I like it.
And it's funny because the adult women liked one and the kids liked the other. It was also a gorilla. You'd think the kids were afraid of the gorilla? Absolutely not. And the women liked the Hulk. Whatever works. Okay.
Gorilla costumes, check.
Nope, got that one. Darth Vader, we got. Hulk, we got.
Tiger. We don't have a tiger.
We don't have a tiger.
Yeah, that's a tiger.
I'm gonna get a real tiger. I'm gonna call Siegfried and Roy the ghost of Siegfried and Roy.
No.
Whichever one's still alive.
Anybody got any other ideas?
I think we're done with ideas for tonight.
Okay, we're done with ideas. for
Motion
tonight.
to adjourn? Are we done, Tony?
Yeah,
Okay.
Second.
all in favor? Aye.